Hey, howdy. I just finished Gundam Requiem for Vengeance Episode 4, Nightcaller. This was a solid-ass episode. So we open up where the last one left off. The Gundam and the Gym show up right after Federation force is quickly destroyed, and they're here to throw down. One Gundam, one Gym, versus Solari and Lashawn and their scrapped-up Zakus. And it turns into a drag-out fight pretty quick. The Gundam still has the beam rifle, which I'm glad Lashawn thought about immediately, because I sure did. Remembered how it takes one shot to punch through. And thankfully they're using cover, they're using dispersion rounds, they're using things to get in the way of that beam shot to try to mitigate the danger from it. Trying to stay close enough to it that it, is a non-factor, so they have to only deal with the absolutely unreal endurance and maneuverability of the damn thing instead. Great fight. It goes on for a little over half the ep, and you have both sides trading blows fairly equally. The Gundam still seems real indomitable, they can't really touch it, but the Gym's another story. Starting when Heaton takes the unfinished Zaku cannon from the garage and fires into its side, we get shown the Gym is literally built different. It's not built the same way the Gundam is. It can be damaged by these weapons a lot easier. Half its arm is just blown right the fuck off. And then Lashawn just goes nuts on it. Just not relenting, beating the shit out of it. Chasing it into the goddamn woods. Kind of funny to see it running away. Until eventually the fight takes them to the forest. And both sides, both partners of each side, clash in the middle, with the Gym finally getting almost completely wrecked. And all through this fight, the Gundam has had plenty of opportunities to finish off one of its combatants, or just wreck the base. And multiple times it sees the Gym struggling, and goes off to help it instead. Whoever's in this thing is clearly not only a soldier, but a compassionate one. They seem to be very concerned about their wingman more than they are the mission. I think Solari sees that too. When Lashawn has it cornered and is just opening up fire on it while the Gym pilot's trying to bail out and the EX is trying to protect it, she forces him to stop. You don't shoot unarmed men as they're bailing out, as far as her world is. And the Gundam kind of sees that. You can tell it sees that, it recognizes it, respects it, and instead of continuing the fight, it just takes the pilot and fucks off. Both Zakus are super wrecked. It was a great action scene. Like, this is animated well. The weight, the movement, the damage, I don't have any complaints about that. Again, when people talk, it looks weird, but their facial expressions when they're fighting, it's perfect. It's a really strange thing they managed to pull off here. Especially since even in the English dub, the lip flaps are matched up to the dub, but they still don't match the words perfectly. It's like a really off fake ADR. Weird shit. But the battle's over, the base is saved. The Major, despite stepping up and trying to defend himself, is furious that this fight even came to him. He was content trying to hide and keep his people safe. And he's ready to detain both of them and put a bullet in Lashawn if he has to. And who rides up in a Jeep and swaggers out of the front there with his big dick energy? Fucking Yuri. A character from 8th MS who you cannot mistake, because he's a Wolverine-looking motherfucker, with his open hairy chest displayed for all to admire. At that point, I actually, popped off. I had my Poggy face on, I was going, oh my god, pointing at the screen, it's Yuri, Mr. Vaporization Bomb himself. This is a cool character I know being introduced to this weird CGI monster world, and he kind of works. He gets our wolves out of this jam, he pulls the captain aside, and he explains what we already know as the audience, that Zeon's having a shit time on Earth. Gyms are rolling out by the dozens and pushing back ground forces everywhere they go. And in an attempt to try to do something about this, Yuri gives the remaining wolves a secret task. Take these fancy multi-keys they procured, go to a nearby base and steal a Gym of their own. See what they can do with it. So we not only have a excellent fight scene leading to a a cool resolution and consequences for it, but we set up right into the next mission objective. With a really cool existing character that big fat nerds like me will recognize and point at. And we now have a caper in front of us. I don't know how they're supposed to sneak into a Fed base and steal this ship, but we're gonna try. Honestly, if episode 2 wasn't so goddamn strong, this might be the top. But I'm probably gonna call it for now 2413. We got our first W against the Gundam. The stage is set. It looks good. It feels good. We are at a high of the series right now with episode 4. I'm going to push through to 5 and hope it keeps this momentum going.